Joining us now is the mayor of San Jose, Sam Liccardo. Mayor, first off, our condolences to you and your community. As we just mentioned, the gunman was a former employee at the VTA. What's the latest information that you have about a possible motive?
Well, thank you, Lindsay. I don't want to speculate about motive, getting in front of the investigators who are doing the hard work. But it's clear that the gunman was a VTA employee. And I talked to several employees who were there at the scene. And there were concerns about this gunman. There's no question. So I don't want to speculate about motive, but clearly this is a horrific event. And we've got a lot of families and a lot of friends in pain right now.
Right. You mentioned those families. Have you gotten a chance to talk to any of the families of any of the victims? Yes,
I spent quite a bit of time with several families who had not even heard the news yet. They were simply waiting. And there's been a lot of waiting because of difficulties in tying down the crime scene, being able to get in there while there were concerns about potential explosives. So that has slowed everything down and made it much more difficult to provide the notifications that the families deserve.
You've called this every mayor's worst nightmare, and earlier today you made it clear that these shootings cannot be viewed as isolated incidents anymore. After the mass shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival in 2019, you presented a proposal that would require gun owners in your city to carry liability insurance. Where do things stand with that?
Yeah, we've actually been working over the last year to try to put the pieces in place, both on liability insurance as well as a fee that would ensure that the public would stop paying for the cost of gun violence, as we see is incurred in emergency rooms every day in cities throughout this country. We have had to work very steadily and carefully because of restrictions in state and federal law to ensure that we have the data that will support those fees and insurance mandates. I expect that I'll get that in front of the council here in San Jose within the next 2 months. We're pushing forward collaboratively with foundations and expert consultants.
Any other legislation that you might be considering? I know that this is so new and fresh, but I'm wondering if there was already something kind of in the back of mind on a table somewhere that you had been thinking about.
Well, there are other things we've been working on. For example, we're about to enact an ordinance that will mandate at gun shops videotape recording of every gun purchase to try to deter straw purchasing, that is, purchasing from folks who should not legally own guns. I don't pretend that any of those measures are going to stop a deranged individual from going into a workplace and opening fire. The reality is we live in a country with 300 million guns. About as many guns as people, and until we can fundamentally get our arms around that huge risk, all these measures are half measures. I'm going to continue to push, like so many of my sister and brother mayors throughout the country, but until we have serious action at the federal level, none of this is going to make a significant difference.
It's my understanding that you've got a call from the vice president today. Can you share anything from that conversation with us?
Yeah, I was very grateful to receive a call from Vice President Harris, who, of course, grew up here in the Bay Area and was sending strong words of encouragement and strength. And we are so grateful that she's been a strong champion for us. And I know the president announced he'd be flying flags at half-mast. You know, I'm heartened to hear the strong words of support from throughout the country, and I'm hopeful that with other mayors and Congress, we'll be able to move forward on some substantive action to curtail the scourge of gun violence.
Mayor Liccardo, we certainly appreciate you talking with us on what we know is just a heart-wrenching day. We'll certainly be keeping your community in our thoughts.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.